told you.
Oh, yeah.
Not that I was ready for a confrontation, because he was joking. He was laughing, and then we got into a conversation about the shitty pitchers.
Yeah.
And he had a Dodgers hat on.
Yeah.
But it was aggressive to hear.
That is funny that, like, somebody be hilarious. Like, they have it, like, it doesn't matter. The world is their audience, right? I guess it's not always just black guys that do that, but to be very good at it. Yeah. To hear that, and you're not offended, you're like, oh, that's funny. Go Dodgers. I am kind of like a Go Dodgers go guy, right? I guess. Looking ass, like looking at, like something looking ass is always very funny. What would they say to me right now?
Look at you with your, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Look at you with your, I love coffee cake looking ass.
If they knew right away, this motherfucker loves coffee. I bet he's going to fucking start right now. Like, I am. And we start talking about coffee cake instead of baseball.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of strawberry shortcake. Give me a coffee cake and I'm good.
I would be friends right away with something. We would be chopping it up.
Yeah. I go see one battle after another. Huh?
I did. You've seen it.
Yes.
So now we can finally. I thought it was great. And on the way there, I sent you the thing, the Tron thing. When you walk into say the AMC there, there's a gigantic Tron billboard of Jared Leto, just I guess going on about to get on the bike or something.
Oh yeah.
It's huge. It's all over the theater. Man, I cannot believe they spent so much money on this.
It's ridiculous.
What are we doing here? Yeah. Was anybody asked? I didn't even know that Jared Leto was in the other Trons. He was? I don't know. Made 2 Trons, and they go, you know what would make this better? Jared Leto. Put him in. Get him in, coach. We need more Tron.
Nah, he wasn't in the first one. He just got added to Tron.
The first one is called Tron Legacy.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
Presumptuous.
Wouldn't it just be Tron?
Yeah.
But I guess there's an 80s Tron. So it was the sequel to that.
I mean, some legacy you gotta wait on.
They should make another Godfather and put Jared Leto in it. They should just ruin all classics.
Yeah.
Goodfellas.
Dude, you know what's great about Jared Leto? Sorry for cutting you off. I went to go see Anemone with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Not a great movie, but Daniel Day-Lewis was, primo, like always.
Yeah.
And in the interviews that Daniel Day-Lewis is doing right now, he's like, method acting has got a bad rap. We all know who he's talking about, dude. He's talking about Jared Leto.
The stuff that Jared Leto really rode some of those motorcycles unsafely at Tron.
Well, have you heard the stories about Jared Leto's method acting for Joker?
Oh yeah, please look it up. No, we'll talk about one battle after another, but I wanted to talk about the Tron thing because I saw it on the way in there and I got on the bike.
Well, this is just a headline, but Jared Leto sent used condoms and a dead pig to his Suicide Squad co-stars while preparing for his Joker role. As part of his method acting, he mailed disturbing items like a live rat, bullets, and adult objects. Many co-stars found it unsettling and called the experience disturbing.
How do you mail a live rat? The bullet and adult objects are weird, but a live rat is very strange. Because that seems like it's against the law.
Yeah.
You can't buy an animal of any kind in a box and mail it. How does that makes me wonder about the post office. They heard of animal in a box and they didn't do anything? They're like, well, it's Jared Leto, it's fine.
I'm just tired of the sneak disses. I want Danny to Baja mode on Jared Leto because he's out here saying he's got a bad rap.
Interesting. So it's Daniel Day-Lewis is firing at the haters, and Jared Leto for ruining it. It's kind of like, interesting.
But yeah, what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was good. I enjoyed one battle after another. Really funny.
Yes.
The movie and all the lines were a lot of the scenes were pretty funny. And Sean Penn, I thought that was funny what you said about Sean. Hey, what's up, fellas? It's cowbell patience time, bro. We ready to cook, man. You know the most famous real quick. Cowbell. It's a show, dude. I'm touring the world. I didn't go to no Riyadh. I thought about it. I got a call from Sheikh bin Al Turkey. Phone call. You know my ringtone be like, "Hello, this cowbell." I made my hoes answer my phone. My hoe transferred the call to me on Ring Central. I said, "What's up, motherfucker? Where you at?" And he was like, "Abu Dhabi, baby." I got Ring Central in my home. Welcome back to Raccoon Tweeties. Thanks for tuning in. As always, join the Patreon, join the Discord, join the Reddit. On the page, watched. Which did we watch? We watched Adam Conover. I think. Unmedicated.
Unmedicated. Yep.
Yeah, a guy that I see around, and or I used to see around when I was doing shows. If you want to know what we think about it, join the Patreon. We won't tell you, even though we already said we thought in the live.
Oh yeah, and the way you sounded right now, when you said it very sad, when you said join the Patreon,
He sucks ass.
it's kind of like leading to like.
Yeah, no, he's terrible at stand-up. And he should know that because every show he bombs.
Yeah.
It's not like he's George Carlton practicing for some epic special.
Yeah.
He's just stringing shit together about the airport getting too high or whatever.
Unless he's a follower of this podcast, in which he's amazing. He's awesome.
Yeah, if he can get us some more dollars coming our way, then we might change our mind.
Yeah, come on the podcast and promote your special.
Dude, I'll change faster than fucking Stephen Hawking's hiking boots.
Don't tell me that's what he thought of, dude.
That is crazy.
Oh my God.
That's like the only one I got.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only one I got other than Jordan Jensen's Jinko jeans. Got me working harder than Stevie Wonder's Wishing Well.
Yeah. You got me working harder than Steven Crowder's vibrating cock in his ass. Okay, sorry. I didn't think of it.
That went to our head. Yeah, I mean, you didn't think of it. It's almost like, who are you? What are you, fucking Jeff Bezos eating a blueberry acai bowl? Himalayan. Doing a Schultz thing where he does alliteration.
Yes.
If you weren't aware, Andrew Schultz's horrifying alliteration, and you can say that what offends you most about Schultz is his stance on anything and see it both ways and vote for Trump and all that stuff. But in my mind, it's still that he's not funny.
Right.
And alliteration, and he does black suit. So those three things should always be in the forefront of your mind when it comes to criticism of an Andrew Schultz. But anyways, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I mean, you were just cooking right now.
Add to it first. Wait, put some salt on it.
Yeah, so those three things you listed, they'll keep you busy. After
Oh yeah. That sucked.
I'm sold, dude. I think I'm gonna become a liberal cuck.
It's about fucking time, you fucking hillbilly conservative. Were you gonna be MAGA? Get out of here, dude.
No, I'm not MAGA. I mean, don't say that I'm MAGA. What is it? That's actually a pressure point that I don't like.
Oh, sorry. You're not.
It's like you see MAGA people and you're like, that's not me.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of people probably do have that reaction.
And then I see a lot of people with colored hair and I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then I see one battle after another and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me right there.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really know the politics of it.
Right.
Are you identified with it?
And so I'm not going to spoil anything for you. So what I'll talk about it is it's funny watching people deduce the politics of it because you just have Barack Obama and like Hillary Clinton.
Right. I mean, I don't. Yeah, true. Thank you for not spoiling. I don't know anything about it. I'm sure it's a good movie because Paul Thomas Anderson is a good director. I like most of his movies. I heard one person. I don't know the political aspect of it. It is an older rich guy doing like a political movie or whatever. So I don't know if it's like his take on revolutionary stuff. We'll see. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I haven't seen. Well, I'll be. My hater thing is already starting though.
and I know you don't mean to do this, but I don't like it for the like. I don't. And when I watched it, I didn't see politics.
Yeah, maybe that's what you're supposed to.
And it wasn't like didn't have to be conscious. It's just like it's a good movie. What I did see was like the race stuff. I'm like, oh my god, and maybe that's cool. You know, it's like racist stuff. But like there was a couple parts where I was like, yikes. Like they call it like they say wetback a lot.
Oh wow.
They say spit a lot, and that's not what I'm talking about. But it's stuff I'm willing to. There's like this one girl calls herself Jungle Pussy. That's talking about
Well, Thomas Anderson. But yeah, I mean, okay, so I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I think making a movie, if you're good at it, you're just making a message movie, right? Because a lot of times message movies suck ass.
Don't, right? What do you know? No,
I think so.
No, I don't generalize it that way.
Okay, well, I think all message movies suck ass.
Right.
I think you should go into a movie and you should say, I want to make a good film that people will enjoy.
It has a message.
No, I don't think you should ever think you should have a message in your film because then it comes out trash.
Right.
But maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Dude, Don't Look Up was one of the best movies of all time.
Get out. You don't believe that. That's a perfect example. That movie had a message in form.
Yeah, for sure. I never had a message, dude. It is special.
Yeah, he didn't even have. Well, he tried. I think he had a message. I don't know what it was. Like the message was like, you spent too much time on YouTube. Like, yes.
Oh no, it's called Unmedicated. It's about drugs.
I'm saying like for me, I spent too much time on YouTube. What am I doing? Everybody loves TikTok, which reminds me,
Zoom calls.
Yeah, remember Zoom calls? Like everybody hated that, right? Like shut. What year is this?
I will say that you thought of one of your best bits of all time. That I didn't do that with the mic.
Oh, the monkey thing?
Yeah, that was.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's, but it worked for you.
Yeah, it fits me more than you, but I think you can.
But what you said, you do the bit for the people.
I went to an open mic and I said, by the way, I brought a wild monkey, and I'm not sure where he is, but he's in his room somewhere. Be careful how loud you laugh because he is aggressive.
I mean, that's different. Yeah. The beginning is what we said, and also there's a little bit of something on me. But in the beginning, a wild monkey is funny. When we were together, we were sort of just like, it started with saying that like, it'd be funny if I told people I brought a monkey with me. Like, hey guys, I don't freak out or anything, but I did bring a monkey with me to the mic. But I think the wild monkey is funnier.
I was there with somebody that was like, be like, and it's G Light, like in the back.
Oh, you have to be clear, and you have to be very clear. A literal monkey, it's a macaw. I don't know how you do it. Obviously they can go sideways. But then the bit turned into me, the joke becoming that I'm going to, if the monkey's a little uncomfortable, so I'm going to do some jokes just for the monkey, just everybody. Like something like that, just into the mic. And I don't know if anyone will laugh. And you didn't try that.
I did.
You did try it?
That part. and nobody laughed. And
see, that's what I'm saying.
It's one of those things where nobody was laughing, so I only gave booze, and I was like, oh, stop it.
No, you gotta. If nobody laughs, it's kind of funnier to try it again, because or it could be funny to try it again because sometimes with you try it and it's bad. It's funny but that's like, oh man, if you have to do that every time, no one laughs the first time, but then a big laugh the second time, it's gonna really hurt when the second time it doesn't. That's why you gotta do a third time like that over a week. I don't know. I mean, that could also just be me and you are ridiculous. Crazy people. It's not funny. Well, it's fine. Just randomly you transition into another joke and then randomly you go like that, and then you go, sorry, I'll just end it. Well, my friend.
The best part is that it originated from having a special with a monkey in a cage somewhere in the room.
Yeah. Well, how did that come up?
Because somebody in the Adam Conover special was like laughing ridiculously.
Such as a caged monkey. Monkey's like running around and shit. Or Adam Conover has it. Yeah, I mean, and then you could keep doing bits. About the monkey. And I have that kind of style of sense of humor sometimes. Like I always wanted to go on stage and say something along the lines of like, clap if you have COVID right now, or something like that. It's like a ridiculous that you can't do. So it's similar to the monkey that with like, here does cocaine. Oh, yeah. That's it. On a scale of 1 to 10, if I had COVID right now, there's like this to fuck with people.
Yeah.
There is a monkey.
I did ask a lady that she can use your restroom. She said, sure. And she went to the way. I was like, can you do me a favor? Can you rate it out of 10 stars when you get out? Right?
Yeah.
You want extra rating?
I don't think it's great. Maybe she's nice. Women are nice. So I'm going to say she's nice, and she said 8.
Very nice of you. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
What she did was she came out and she said, did you recently? I said, no. She goes, okay, that's very bad.
Oh, fuck. She didn't even give her a rating.
No.
You didn't get a single.
Like, I don't want to sound judgmental what you got. And she's like, no, let's not do this. And then for the next 3 hours, it was just her telling me all the details of the restaurant.
Why did you ask her to rate it?
She never came in the restaurant before. So, like, this time, she was like, I gotta go. Like, it was like the day that we were there.
Yeah.
And this is clean.
Yeah, dude, if she thinks it's bad, she should have seen what I used to the plane, right? If she would have been like, wow, I gotta get going. I think it's a vast improvement.
I told her the same thing. I said, imagine this. There used to be 2 big red chairs, and she said, stop. She didn't want to know more.
Yeah, that talked about that. I mean, you lost your fucking move, man. You used to come in here, you'd be like, well, we can't sit on the chairs. You fucked up. Why did you leave? Yeah, you could have that could have been the rest of your life. Girl comes over, I guess. I mean, I'm not trying to be creepy here. But we either sit on the chairs, who would watch a movie. I mean, let's just watch TV in my room. It's like way too much stuff out here. I'm cleaning up. So my room, if I have to roll, my room is like a no shirt, no pants. It's like, you don't have to do it, but it's a Buddhist thing that I'm working on.
If you would just respect my religion and come in my room.
Come in my room. You can come in my room. I can come in my room. It's a thing. Let's just have sex. Why will we sit out here and watch TV when we can have sex? We're gonna die someday in the future.
Yep. And you're right, dude, because this lady hasn't been. She's only been in here.
Yeah, it fucked you up, dude. You like this couch is my one battle after another. I think motherfucker. It's great for sound, but this shit is like, if there wasn't a podcast going on, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude, this fucking thing hugs me.
Makes you full pretty fast, huh?
Yeah, full. How fast, dude? Peter Dinklage's dungarees. Abu Dhabi. Faster than fucking Sydney Sweeney's Abu Dhabi boobies, baby. Dude, Schultz sucks so much ass. I saw him recently. He had another take on something. I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, what was it? I think it might have been Riyadh or something or other, but he just went right. And the keyboard capital.
Is it a video?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I should have sent you the bookmarks.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's because there's like a dude. While you're looking up, there's like a dude.
Yes. Hello, everybody. This week it was announced that global sensation, Spotify's #1 artist, Kendall Jenner's.
There are some things because I watched. There are some things in this one that I flat out don't understand.
Too much.
Duolingo darling.
Something bumbling Bad Bunny or something like that.
So Platano is like
A delicious banana.
yeah, like the fried bananas that you ever have the style where it comes with cream pots. Because that shit is fucking good. Dude, that is better than fucking Duolingo darlings dungarees. The Himalayan, right? I want to go to like a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and say, I want it a little salty. Right? And I go, oh, okay, for sure. And I go, no. Himalayan. But have you ever had that cream? The Platano's and cream?
Yes.
That's the best way to do it. I don't know why they all don't do it like that. It's like, oh, these are good. Where's the cream? I gotta have cream with this now. Now that I like do it much out here in LA, from what I can tell.
What is it called? Something fresas con crema. Have you had that?
What's that?
Strawberries with cream.
I don't really like strawberries, dude.
Oh yeah, that fresas.
Yeah, I would try it. Because I'll eat a strawberry shortcake. I'll fuck my way to where we get to a strawberry shortcake. All the Peruvian spots give you platanos with like nothing else on, but the Mexican spots sometimes you get the cream, and I like that better.
Yeah. Wait, the alliteration is too much.
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner's prize Platano and Duolingo darling Bad Bunny will be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show, making him the first Puerto Rican patriot to perform at the Super Bowl.
Puerto Rican patriot.
Oh, that's not a gang-banging boss and booty boy. Now, for those of you...
Gang-banging boss and booty boy. This is old like 1920 shit. I'm telling you, and this mustache works with it too.
I just don't understand the appeal. Why is he doing this?
But obviously, it's a very stupid crowd. Or, I mean, not obviously. Maybe it's a very stupid crowd. This is kind of nice. He looks like the guy who kidnaps your girlfriend or wives her to the railroad tracks. And he's got that 1920. I got your girlfriend tied to the tracks, and the train's gonna hit her harder than fucking Stephen Hawking's hiking. I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't know why nobody in his circle like this. It's like, I like this. This makes you happy.
Yeah,
but you look retarded. At the end of the day, this is so stupid. You know.
Right now, he's Charlie Sheen on World AIDS Day, dude.
You who don't know Bad Bunny, he is the world's largest Latin trap artist, followed closely by Ice. Literally. Surely, with the last few weeks we've had in America, the keyboard culture warriors would be too exhausted from politicizing everything from 5 mass shootings to the logo change of a highway rest stop restaurant to forcefully insert politics into the Super Bowl halftime show, right? Nope. Robbie Starbuck, cultural commentator, lesbian kickball coach, and my hair donor for the Street Fighter movie said, this isn't a about music. It's about putting a guy on stage that hates Trump and MAGA. Now, to be fair to this Leah Thomas Labubu doll, it is odd to choose an artist who doesn't have these things.
Oh, wait. Leah Thomas Labubu doll. I mean, I think that what he's doing is TikTok. It has to be a certain. I bet he goes, all right, I figured out the algorithm. It's 24 seconds, right? And then you rhyme 3 times, okay? Then at the end, the bag has been scooped. So it's a YouTube thing. A beautiful bag is scooped. Take TikTok to YouTube to make the video. And it's some sort of weird format. You rhyme 3 times with a cultural. Every time, you know, it has the alliteration, some form of if somebody, maybe they're trans, a little person in a wheelchair of some kind, or a person of color, and then it rhymes now. Elliot Page's penis pump, stuff like that. Yes, I did write that. But I don't think it's funny. I'm trying to be bad.
In English,
Trying to politicize it more than Elliot Page's penis pump. It was hard to think of these on the way over here. Jordan Jensen's Jinko jeans. I already said that one. Jordan's jumping jockstrap. All right.
perform for the biggest game in America, a country whose language outside of Dearborn, Michigan is English. I'm kidding, Dearborn. I'll see you guys next week. Oh, that's Riyadh. Anyway, a couple months ago, this handsome guy with questionable sperm motility said, Bad Bunny is the biggest artist in the world, right?
Yeah.
He can't do the Super Bowl. Now, for the record, I also said Netflix would be dead, and now it's the world's biggest streamer, so in a lot of ways, I probably spoke this into existence, and that's why they call me Nostradamus. You're welcome, Puerto Rico. Now, when I said that, my thinking was, it's the NFL halftime booker's job to create a show that appeals to as many NFL fans as possible. That makes sense. Well, if someone was putting on a show for Ben Shapiro and his company, they would hire a choir of Palestinian toddlers being crushed by a hospital bombing, or as Ben called porn. But after Mr. Bunny was chosen, I asked myself, what really is the goal of the Super Bowl halftime show? Is it to entertain the fans? Sure. Is it to sell AirPods? Absolutely. Or is it being used to extend the reach of the NFL? Ding, 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 is an example of someone they like to have as a new fan. The NFL wants to be a global brand. They have games in London so they can reach a larger Muslim audience. They have games in Mexico so the Raiders fans will deport themselves. They have games in Brazil now that Tom Brady is retired. They've seen the success of the NBA abroad and the international dominance of soccer, or what people who have free housing call football. So they're hiring a massive global success, and
I have a feeling that the issue was so bad at the beginning where he was like, guys, let's stop.
All right, I went a little bit far, and that was coming down a bit.
Duolingo, darling. Really, Alex? One of the guys, David?
I think there should be. He said something about teeth and British people, because he had the guy who said healthcare with no teeth.
Well, adults are pretty much toddler teeth.
There you go. Where you left toddler teeth on the table, Andrew.
Yeah, you fumbled the bag.
That was right there, and that's there's levels to this shit.
Yeah, I'm working harder than Elliot Page is just it's probably.
You were, harder than. I wonder on the scale, like, is it harder to be Elliot Page, penis pump, or Peter Dinklage's dungarees, or Jordan Jensen's Jinko jeans, or Jeff Bezos' blueberry acai bowl?
Or Stephen Hawking's
hiking boots. These are all things that,
they're hard to beat.
Hard to beat.
Abu Dhabi, baby.
He should say that wherever he is. Whenever he opens a show, he should go, Abu Dhabi, baby! Like some Bakersfield. Abu Dhabi, baby!
Percentage of his fan base are not football fans, in the hopes that those non-football fans tune into the halftime show, watch a little bit of the game, and then one day, years later, their kids can get CTE too. because the simplest explanation is usually the right one. Well, this is America, baby, and our razor says follow the money, and you can probably buy that razor after Sydney Sweeney uses it to
Callan voice. You can't resist, dude. Every once in a while, you gotta do it.
You gotta hit it.
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah. Read my restroom.
You just these stupid clips. There's gonna be something about Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Of course, she's got something about Sydney Sweeney because he's hip. Yeah, she has boobs. For the people that would consume this and Barstool, they think it's fun. They're so stupid that they think it's funny, but they also want the boobs. It's kind of, there's levels of stupid where you maybe the people that watch John Oliver are just kind of high drunk. Maybe they're drunk and they're like, hey, British guys say, oh, and another thing about how drunk talk. So you're high and drunk. The Barstool Andrew Schultz fan is stupid high and drunk, so they go, oh, who could do it? And it's like, and Sydney Sweeney, sweaty hitty, you know? And they love it.
Yeah. And alliteration.
Yeah, can't get it. That's a lot of
Alliteration from Andrew Schultz. It's like
titties and toothies. Ooties.
They're like, yeah, I could look at Sweeney's titties, you know, but I could think about what alliteration Schultz has got for the rest of my life.
You know, I agree. That's the guys from the fuck your mother. Dude, I mean, I try to watch that John Oliver shit, bro, like This Week Tonight or whatever, and it made me laugh because he's British and he's.
Just got some time from the scanning bitch. Cheetah's comedy, just bought a Jeep with the coolest team. Boy, don't game with me, this show don't flow. It don't matter though, you know how it go. I love slow Joe, so I sold my home and took it to the road. Yo, just put my watch in this cup and bitch. Bought a bag, my dick's 8 inches. That boy ain't so fun, break people blow. Buy it at the stove. Juice for blood, but some people wanted candy, so I bought some addies. I'll take with the family. In the truck, she don't like here for work and I ain't tripping, you know, shallow player. And just get it first, I'm shadow bear. You two mapping blind, Karen's in my box, my getting shot. Hands up on my lap, I'm thinking that I'm smart, then I hit me. He switching the shit, then call me up, bitch, I left on skating. At VM, pull up, shit's gon' need a new neck. I check my phone, shooting on the pot. I ain't ready shot. Like this calls, 3 of them from June, the other 6 ain't jig, I hit the bus. Just buy the truck, it's all on it and up. Pick up the cut, big food garbage, he trying to rent it. Ride like what? What he trying to do? So I piss my sink, but he get potted. He don't want us from him, he not bulletproof. Just got some shots from this Annie bitch. She just comedy, just bought some juice. In the coolest thing, boy, don't game with me, this show don't blow. It don't matter though, you know how it go. I love slow Joe, so I sold my home and took it to the Romeo. It's not my favorite time of the week when you get there, but what I try to speak really surprises me.
Welcome back to 10 Minutes of Shop. Thanks for tuning in. As always, join the Patreon, join the Reddit, join the Discord. On this week, the Patreon. Why are you laughing so hard? Am I not on camera?
Because it came on and you were just sitting there.
Yeah, guy, I can't nail it every week, okay? We do it in one take. You should cream attack on that. I usually get it right, okay? This is the first time this ever happened. I've never done anything wrong before. Y'all know that, dude.
Well, first of all, shout out to Paul C. We'll get to the timer in a little bit.
Oh, thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Where's Timos? It's happening right now, dude. If you give money, I won't threaten you. Bring up Timos while we're doing Timos, but if you bring up Timos while we're doing Timos, anyway, speaking of on the Patreon,
Like that song that we just showed.
so you know, you kind of fucked up, but you got it eventually.
Yes.
And we'll never do that again.
Yo, what up? Hope you're doing well.
Hope you guys enjoyed the song. You can see more stuff like that. And this week, we watched Ralph Barbosa's new special.
Yes.
Planet Barbosa. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. What are you laughing? Planet Barbosa, dude. Oh, Planet. Why did I call it Barbosa? Listen, the Graves is firing on all cylinders. Understand, I get it. But anyway.
Trans Tim Kennedy has a question, and maybe you can answer it with a plug.
Yeah. Where's it at? You guys get Mark back on? Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, my God. You remind me every week. We got to start plugging this every time we talk. 20th. We're doing an hour stream today. There you go. That's funny. I like that. Me small teeth. It took me so long to figure out the meaning Fauci meaning Delta thing there. It was like me. Back to that's not why they're here though. They're here.
September 20th.
Yeah, I didn't even 24-hour live stream.
Mark should be here. Alan Shirley should be here. Nina Fauci, Nina Delta. Checks out.
Hopefully, Brendan Walsh, Sean McCorkle, the IDM pod guys. We're looking at well.
But yeah. Anyways, that's not what they're here for.
Looking like a white neon.
Be cool.
Listen, we paused for the super chats. No, I'm just kidding. That's not why they're here, dude. We gotta fucking get into it.
You can have the timer open, dude. Look at you.
No, I gotta turn it on.
Yeah, okay.
They're here to watch 10 minutes of show. So start the timer. Pause for more super chats. Start the timer, please.
Alrighty, Mexican cookies, away we go here. By the way, only 18 likes. Not gonna get started with that, but
yeah, what's going on, dude?
yeah, that's unreasonable. Let's see here. We've got. Let's go to top of this, and here we go. We already saw that one last week. Yeah. Is that this one's posted by Ryzen24. I miss him so much, bros. Is there any other language to that? Just that picture.
What is that?
I think it's him drunk.
What is he holding?
Remember when he did that? He had like that one thing and he turned it on. He's like, and then he's like, he had that face.
Fuck no.
Yeah. For the longest time, it was all the thumbnails I would use in this scene. Good man.
Yeah, I must have forgot.
Do you miss him drinking or do you like him sober?
It's a tough question.
I know. It's like, do I want to be entertained or do I want to be like a good boy? You know?
Yeah, because I worry about him when he's drinking. But he's really funny.
Like an old man.
Yeah. Well, I do wake Bob under statesman.
But Bob's really great job. Q, shout out to you.
You know, you watch him and he's for so much content, right?
Yeah.
I troll through the Reddit. I watch it every week, and I start to feel like some sort of parasocial relationship with him, kind of, you know.
Is it even the word? No, you're right. I just saw that comment said Cooney on his Biden script.
Yeah, and you guys, I just say he's my son. Hunter Shaw, Brendan Biden. You know, I just and anyways, we beat Medicare. We beat Medicare. Remember?
Yeah. What's it called? All right, let's see what else we got here. I do miss those days, though. I think I miss not the cringe, but the actual thought that he put together and what it looked like when we saw it on film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wasn't thinking even harder.
Yeah.
Like there was like even dumber, is what I would say.
Yeah. But that's not what people want. They say Gerardo with the girls tonight call him daddy. This is real. Rewind it. This is 12 hours ago, top of the charts for the month. How's the tooth been?
Oh yeah, how's your teeth?
I'm on fentanyl right now, so I don't feel anything.
How is the tooth doing, G?
Well, you saw my sick bars, so how are your teeth doing, dude? I think mine are pretty fucking good, dude. Just got some time from the scanning beach. We just filmed that like 2 hours ago. Let's see here. Rewind it. This is real, dude. Posted by Coin Talks.
I'm not surprised. Well, I am surprised actually about this. Seeing this in the stores, like Fat Joe, and
Yeah.
a bunch of random things. But how did Shop get?
Oh, you must have forgotten, dude. He was growing grays, daddy.
Okay,
Growing grays with 3 G's. If you know what I mean.
right.
But no, remember he did that. I'm assuming these things take forever.
The Just for Men thing.
Like, marketing.
Oh,
And especially when you're a genius, you want to make sure everything's perfect.
right.
So he was doing the Just for Men thing way back whensies.
Right.
He's so far in the future. He's Australian them so hard. He's fucking got blonde hair now. You know?
He has a different color.
It's like, oh, this guy's good looking. What does he do? You look it up, and he's got blonde hair now. It's like he didn't trust the medium brown. By the way, that's another thing. Big brown breakdown. He's medium brown now.
Oh, that's false advertising. No, and we don't know if it's real if it doesn't have 3 C's.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. And these things, they gotta put it in the contract. Hey, you have to keep this haircut for like a year or something.
Yeah.
Papa, of course, doesn't pay attention to any of that. He fucking, what did he do to the CEO of the CBD company?
Oh, he CSB'd him. Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing the same thing to this unfortunate rewinding company.
Yeah. But it's cool that they give him a shout out here. You know what it says underneath medium brown? What? Water, weed, dew, and hair. Right there.
Yeah.
All right. I'll never do that. I'm sorry.
I think it's funny that this picture, like, do you think this was a photo shoot?
Definitely. For sure. I mean, look at that smile. Do you think how photographer was trying to make him smile different?
Or just make it like, no, a serious face. Shut like, what do you mean?
Jesus.
I'm doing a serious face.
How many did he go like this?
We don't need you to like move your mouth at all. Or please take your hands. At least take the straw out of your mouth.
I need to keep your cootie in my. We should get some rewinded and get rid of my grades. Grades for days, daddy. We already saw that one. This one's hilarious. I already read. It's posted by Moonwalker. DoorDash driver says Bappa is cheap and a fraud. Don't let me just read this because you're going to consume it as I go.
Sure.
Stop me if you want me to stop you. Okay. I'm glad Brendan's shop specials suck. Fuck that dude for stifling me on a tip. I'll never forget. Sorry, I was trying to earn a few extra bucks. Just say you're a DoorDash. I mean, I DoorDash. Yeah. Hard times and had to resort to gig in order for ice cream in Venice. Drove it to Santa Monica to a nice house with a few cars. The order is way in the back. The sign says, baby. And calling their phone like an asshole for 10 minutes. It sounds like Brendan's writing this. of shop.
And also, car, no trucks.
No truck.
But yeah, there's a lot of bits going on.
The wife sees me through the window, and he comes running out like I'm a threat. I hold in the bag. He snaps back to normal, looks me in the eye, says that he appreciates it. He didn't spell it right. He didn't spell it right. Appreciates you, but will tip me in the app. Zero out. It was all a facade. The house wasn't his heart. The house was.
Strange story.
It is like, you know how like a movie, you're like, when does it get good? And then the ending is like, well, holy shit, it all makes sense. I think that's what he was trying to go for, but who is Toyota? Or what are you inferring here? That he doesn't have trucks?
I don't understand that. Oh, this might come as a shock to you. I don't understand this at all. But like, he's living in a guest house. I get, that it's bad that he doesn't tip, and it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't tip.
Yeah.
But also, Papa might tip. I think that's actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I think Papa tips.
Okay.
I think he gets.
You want
not my life.
Okay. But Haig's here. I don't know if this is real, but I've seen it with my own eyes. He's 100% a cheap cunt. You want to take that? No? Okay.
Not yet, no.
Okay. I told the story before on Reddit in some other sub long time ago. I used to work at a LA comedy club years ago, B. At first I thought years ago B was the comedy club name. Kind of, one of the servers comes up to me and goes, I'm here to see the show. I'm like, get the fuck out. He says, I don't know, podcast. I was like, it's 100% Brandon. He spelled his name wrong. They were at Fox Studios at the time with Evan the Beard, etc. I tell the server, who's a good friend of mine, put him in the owner's booth, make sure he's taking care of it, bring me the tab at the end of the night, I'll have it comped. He agreed, and the night went on. Him and Mexican had a couple vodka crayons and some wings. Would have been maybe $40. My boy brings me the bill into the night. I comp it and tell him to tell Brandon that a T-Fat K-Pain on staff got his bill tonight, no more, no less. So he's stoked and goes to tell him. End of the night rolls around, and my boy just comes back defeated and goes, dude, he just said, oh, thanks, brother, and they left without leaving a tip. I mean, not $1. God damn it, I was so fucking embarrassed. I apologized profusely and tipped him 20 out of my own tips. I came home that night, put on my apron, and hit the I've been here ever since.
Damn, I mean, I don't know. That's a great story, but I'm not sure if I believe that either.
Brendan, if two people call you a crackhead, you might be smoking crack. Shout out Cat Williams.
Oh.
It wouldn't shock me if he's like that, and also some of the lines sound like something you'd say, like, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
But do we know that if somebody worked in the comedy club and they didn't, we'd have heard about that.
Thanks for these hawks. Thank you, James Freeman, brother.
How do we only have 40x for these?
Thank you.
Here's the thing. It's just like, it happens way too often. I think this is another one. I have first-hand knowledge about a cafe he used to frequent in El Barisa, although she says he did tip average $1 or $2 for a coffee, which is normal for common folk. Her gripe with him was the way he carried himself. She said he'd pull up like he was a celeb who would park it available. Oh. He'd walk in there and always be on the phone talking to somebody, wouldn't look the baristas in the eye or even say hello. He said, give me the usual. Now that I say it out loud, it makes sense. I thought he was saying, give me the huge. Right. And wouldn't even that's a shot. Granted, she says he didn't by the time if they were busy, he'd just sit and wait as he talked. And when they call his name, he'd go up and pay, not say bye or thanks, and drive off, and then always let the truck blasting loud music and drive you directly in the little bit.
So that sounds a lot more believable, I gotta say.
Okay, well, it's got 56 upvotes. The other one has 100, so who believe?
They're all funny. I enjoy the stories. It's you can totally picture Shop going in there with a phone and just blaring the conversation. Because there's two reasons. One, can't help that. And two is he wants the stories that are definitely true. Yes.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. He does thankless work. You know? He's not only getting coffee, but why is he getting coffee?
So because so many people work for him, he's got to stay
Yo,
busy.
hey,
Yo, Rabbi.
What up?
My friend.
Right there.
excellent. Good work. What's up, pimp? How you living?
I'm good, bro. I like your shirt.
Excellent.
Nothing much, man. I just got my WorldCoin shirt on. It's funny you mentioned crypto.
Oh,
Got
tight.
my WorldCoin shirt on.
Very well.
Founded by Sam Altman.
Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been in crypto?
Since birth, man. Like, I was into it before it existed, to be honest.
As was I. Yeah, it was like me, crypto, and then the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
I feel
you.
that.
I remember you. That was tight. You were cool. You were wearing.
Me?
Yeah, you were wearing that shirt. I was like, man, who's this? Who's
Yeah,
this? Who's this
yeah,
other
yeah.
motherfucker here before the Big Bang? And you were just chilling.
Yeah.
That was
You're
tight.
right, bro.
Yeah, dog. I know. All right, what else is good in your neck of the woods?
We're kind of gods.
I mean, I've always kind of considered myself to be pretty sick. All right, so
Yeah, that's cool.
what's good in your neck of the woods aside from wearing crypto gear?
Let's see. I got some pants on.
All right, well, enough about your fucking uniform. What do you got going on in your life? You slinging dick like it's going out of style?
Holy shit, bro! I don't want to talk about. I want to talk about your life.
All right, I'm always good for that. You ready for it?
Yeah, what's going on in your neighborhood, man?
Slinging dick like it's going out of style. Jason, you mind if I tell him my spiel?
Give him the spiel.
Excellent. I'm Rabbi Rothschild. I stream my life 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for world peace. I've been doing so since the pandemic. More than 3.5 years. We've seen the death of a queen, the birth of AI, the coronation of a king, and everything in between. If I may ask, Grant, have you ever seen the movie The Truman Show or the television show Big Brother?
No, but I'm aware of both of them.
All right, essentially, it's just someone whose entire life is on camera. If you didn't know, The Economist magazine stated in 2018 that data had overtaken petroleum as Earth's number one resource, more valuable than food, water, gold, air, petroleum, and I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever, which may make me an influential person someday. And when that happens, Grant, I'm going to make you, I'm going to make my man Jason, I'm going to make your friends, your family, all independently wealthy if you're not already. I'm going to make sure that you have generational wealth if you don't already. And I want you to be able to start charities and philanthropic organizations of your own. How does that sound?
It sounds good, but
Fuck yeah, it sounds good. All right, well, you're in for the ride.
Do all that? I
Well-
can do all that.
Well, as I just said, data is Earth's number one resource, and I have more data archived on the internet than any person ever. So instead of wearing a cryptocurrency that's worth $1 million or $100 million, I could wear just like a NASCAR driver or an F1 driver, a get up that has all kinds of brands on it, and get $1 billion for each brand. Endorsements are a pretty easy way to make money in today's day and age, especially as an influencer. But I influence in many different ways, including always being live. No other influencer does that. I'll be the most famous person on earth. Additionally, I talk about things to improve the world, like ending world hunger through the use of technology such as agricultural drones, floating greenhouses, saltwater greenhouses, hydroponics, vertical farming, cloud seeding. I want to help end world thirst through the use of technology as well. Sponsored by a cryptocurrency that's worth about $100 million. One of the things that we do is we build wells in developing nations like Nigeria for the less fortunate. I want to continue with those types of projects. I'm an advocate for the Lifestyle program, and most importantly, desalination technology, where we pump Earth's seawater onto land and make it drinkable. How does that sound to you, Grant?
I don't know, man. That was a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'm a
You gotta
lot.
think about that.
I'm a lot to take in, big dog. I talk about futurism. I'm a futurist. I talk about things like anti-gravity, antimatter, faster than light travel, faster than light communication, artificial narrow intelligence, artificial general intelligence, artificial super intelligence. I talk about Santa Claus machines, replicators. I talk about interstellar travel. I talk about things like space colonies, space elevators, space tourism, terraforming of other planets. I talk about things like nuclear fission, nuclear fusion. I talk about things like geothermal power, tidal power, solar power. I talk about things like even gravity batteries, de-extinction. People don't know this, but the first successful de-extinction took place in the year 2003 with the Pyrenean ibex, which was a goat located in northern Spain, southern France. Fast forward to the year 2021. A company out of Dallas, Texas, is founded known as Colossal Bioscientific. They've made it their goal that within the next 3 years, or by the year 2028, to reintroduce the woolly mammoth into the Arctic Circle utilizing Asian elephant surrogates. I think this is a mind-blowing goal. Following the reintroduction of the woolly mammoth, they want to reintroduce the Tasmanian tiger, followed by the dodo bird. I think this is just a really exciting opportunity to be able to witness. Additionally, I talk about things that may benefit you, your friends, your family. When you were born, Grant, the average life expectancy for you or someone like you is probably about age 80. I want to increase your life expectancy to age 100, 120 through the use of technologies such as oxygen therapy, human growth hormones, stem cells, cryonics, cryogenics, things like nootropics, peptides, cold shock therapy, testosterone replacement therapy, red light therapy, perhaps ambrosia therapy to get you to be 120 years old. But then at 120 years old, you may say, Rabbi, back in 2025, everything that you said seemed like it was a fantasy, but it all came true. But my body's starting to break down. What's the next plan? And this is, again, with your consent. If you want, you should be able to have this choice. But if you want to take advantage of it, you might be able to utilize a type of technology known as mind uploading technology, where, with your consent, we scan your brain into a computer like a CAT scan or an MRI, knowing where every atom is in your central nervous system, your peripheral nervous system for later download as an android, an avatar, a cyborg, a cybernetic being, a clone of yourself, a robot, an ethereal being, whatever you want to be. But essentially what I'm saying to you, Grant, is that you may have a future of digital immortality. What are your thoughts?
Seems pretty good to me, Rabbi.
What'd you say, Big Dog?
I said it sounds pretty good to me, Rabbi.
Fuck yeah, it does. All right, so that's what I do. You can literally watch just about every moment of every day of the last 4 years, going back to the pandemic, on my streams. I'm live on 22 different YouTube streams simultaneously. If you look in the upper left corner of this Discord, you'll see a red circle that says 24/7 YouTube streams. If you put that link into Google or a browser, you'll see more live streams for a single individual simultaneously that you've ever seen. You can watch my life in 360 degrees, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Additionally, I have over 100 other YouTube channels, over 200 Instagram accounts, over 500 Twitch accounts, over 1,000 TikTok accounts, over 2,000 Twitter accounts, over 5,000 Blue Sky accounts, and over 10,000 Kick accounts. I have more social media than anybody in global history. How's that sound?
How do you make so many?
Because how do I do it? Just manually? Just create the account?
You didn't even program something up for that?
For the Kick accounts I have, but everything else has been manual.
Damn, dude. That's a lot. How do you know so much about so many different things, man? There's a lot of things to know.
Absolutely. I'm a certified project management professional. I've launched apps on the App Store and Google Play that have allowed me some financial independence. And so that's given me the ability to become a master of many trades.
What's your biggest app?
I've signed non-disclosure agreements, so I can't reveal those. But they're very big.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Household names in...
Bigger than Flappy Bird?
Oh, yeah. Household names in some major cities in the United States.
Okay. Damn, dude.
Word.
What's your favorite author?
It's a good question. Maybe, if we're talking like non-religious and things like that, Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, non-religious. Who?
Philip K. Dick. He wrote Blade Runner and do Android's Dream. The name's escaping me, but he wrote Man in the High Castle. He wrote a lot of science fiction, but that have been made into movies. Let me list of Philip K. Dick books.
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
So
I like his name.
yeah, you might. Okay, so do
Good
androids
name.
dream of electric sheep? The Man in the High Castle, Ubik, A Scanner Darkly, that was a movie. Flow My Tears, the policeman said.
What's mean the High Castle?
It's a strange alternative history where the Nazis and the Japanese won World War II, and so the United States has been taken over, and the West Coast belongs to Japan, and the Midwest and the East Coast belongs to Germany. Valis, Radio Free Abermanth, The Penultimate Truth, The Collected Stories of Philip K. Dick. He's written others too. Let's see here. Just really interesting. I mean, aside from him, more mainstream authors that I like, Mark Twain. Um, I like Charles Dickens. I like Fyodor Dostoevsky. Um, I like Jane Austen. Um, I like. Uh, let's see here. So I know he read.
You're like a Jane Eyre.
Do I like what?
You're like a Jane Eyre fan.
Jane era, like the Victorian era.
Jane Eyre, like yeah, by Charlotte Bronte.
I'm not familiar with it. Perhaps can't really hear what you're saying. The Jane era.
Your mic's pretty bad. Jane Eyre.
Okay, just one moment, because I may have misspoken. What is that book that I just said? Blade Runner. Blade Runner, written by Blade Runner. Oh yeah, Blade Runner is Ridley Scott. Hold on. It was written by Hampton Fletcher and David Peoples. Oh, but it's based on the book by Philip K. Dick, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? So yeah, like basically a lot of futuristic sci-fi novels, sci-fi movies have been based on his books, and I just think it's crazy that he did this in like the 1950s. Like he was onto something. There's another one. So the Born Identity, I the book was written by Robert Ludlum, and that's pretty fascinating to me. You know who I didn't say, but I do want to include is Stephen King. I like Stephen King. I think he has written.
Rabbi,
What up, baby?
we should get into stocks together.
All right. Well, it's not hard to do. What? I'll tell you what stocks will be worth a lot in 10 years and 100 years.
Then what?
In 10 years and 100 years.
Give me the names.
All right. So, just one moment. I want to check the stock price first.
Are you into stocks at all yourself?
Yeah. All right. So I think a good investment currently that people are somewhat sleeping on is Palantir. So that's the Peter Thiel company. If you're not familiar with what that is, they're basically building all the data of the world on individuals. So
What's it called again? The company?
Palantir.
Palantir. Yeah.
So I think that's an
Told me some Palantir. I
it's
didn't
an
know what Palantir is.
excellent investment. OpenAI, when it has its IPO, I think will be the biggest IPO perhaps in global history. So that would be a huge one. And then Tesla would certainly be an excellent investment. Those are great for the next 10 years. But if you're looking for the next 100 years, so if you know what Skynet is, like Terminator kind of idea, the Skynet's going to be built on some different systems. And I believe that it's going to be nuclear powered by Siemens, the German company. So I would invest in them. I would invest
What
in
is it called?
Siemens, Siemens. I would invest, so it's going to be powered by Siemens. The actual hardware, I believe, is going to be Samsung. So I would invest in Samsung. The the operating system is going to be Microsoft. So Microsoft will be an excellent investment. The um, the data is going to be the cloud-based system is going to be Amazon. So Amazon would be an excellent investment, and um, the data will be managed by Salesforce. So those 5 companies, I think, would be excellent investments for the next 100 years. Are they going to double overnight? No, but they're excellent long-term investments. Another excellent long-term investment, well, again, it'd be OpenAI, but specifically because they're going to launch a web browser that's going to break Google's monopoly on browsers, and eventually they will take market share in the browser arena, especially in Europe. Basically, the European Union has said to Google, look, you guys have a monopoly on everything. You have the top 2 websites in the world, which are Google and YouTube. You have market share, dominant market share on the browser that everyone uses, Google Chrome, and you're the number one ad company in the world with Google AdSense. So uh, you can't have all of these monopolies. So you're going to have to get rid of something, and they're going to get rid of their browser. Not get rid of it, but it's going to lose its market share. And OpenAI, once they launch their browser, it'll be integrated with AI, and it'll be very good. And OpenAI will eventually be the dominant browser.
Do you think we'll get an AI system?
What'd you say, Big Dog?
I said, do you think we'll get an AI operating system?
Well, I mean, we already have that to some extent in Microsoft with Copilot, and Google with Gemini, and
Yeah, but like an operating system, like the operating system is like built like around AI. You know, like we're not using like these like legacy like Windows or Mac or Linux. That kind of like had assumptions, like outdated assumptions. Like
yeah,
it's an operating system built
you're just
for and around AI.
yeah,
It's like integral.
I get what you're saying. You're seeing the primitive versions of it right now. So Windows, Microsoft will improve Copilot so that it's fully integrated into every aspect of it. They're doing that now. Google, the same with Gemini. Apple, with not just Siri, but more Apple Intelligence. So the entire operating system will eventually be quote unquote AI. It's just not really being utilized that well right now. It's learning, it's early, but give it time, and AI will be seamlessly integrated into your operating system as well.
Yeah, I never thought about it. Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt with y'all's conversation, but is your last name Rothschild?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's really cool.
How you still build, bro? Like, you work out?
Oh yeah, baby. Well, no. I'm just joking. No, I mean I live stream my life, so that's really my primary focus. But prior to this, at times of my life, I've been a long distance runner. I'm an avid golfer. I like sports a lot, but no, one of the first things that I do when I go viral is I have to go on a major diet, and that's fine.
Wait, so I'm actually curious about this. This is one thing I was going to ask earlier, but I just forgot about it. So how do you record when you go out?
Yeah.
How do you record it?
So, well, I've streamed as far north as Santa Barbara, as far south as San Diego, as far west as the Pacific Ocean, as far east as the desert and mountains. I've streamed in Beverly Hills, in Los Angeles, and Disneyland, basically everywhere in Southern California. And to answer your question, it's really difficult. So at times I've had a Verizon, like a family plan just for myself. So that's 4 different phones and 4 different phone lines monthly. But that's like it's a big bill. It's like hundreds of dollars a month to do that. And I just really wasn't getting that much traction when I would do IRL streaming. It's really difficult to do IRL streaming, and frankly, my vision isn't that great. So that the glare of the phone makes it very difficult to be able to see when the sun's really bright and you're trying to read comments and they're few and far between. So I find it much easier to stream from one location. Um, just because that's where my Wi-Fi is. Now, if I do stream outside, I can use GoPros and basically just upload the data if I need to. Or I stream like on Instagram. I just do Instagram lives and stream those. I've also done it on TikTok, but TikTok doesn't necessarily save the data the way that I would like it to. It's more manual. It's more manual to have to be able to save it. YouTube, you have to have a certain amount of followers to be able to live stream. So, and I do. You have to have like 1,000 followers or something. On Instagram, you have to have 1,000 followers. Instagram just made it that you have to have 1,000 followers. Um, uh, TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers. So long as you meet those thresholds, you're able to just upload. On Rumble, you can, or I should say, you're not just able to upload. You're able to go live. Rumble, you don't have to have any followers. You can start going live so long as your account gets verified just through phone verification. Twitter, you can go live with no one following you. You can also create, if you have an iOS device, a Twitter live or a Twitter video space where people can actually talk with you. Um, so it just depends, but frankly, like when I do live streams, I don't really want to be, I don't really pay attention to what I want to pay attention to, which is my Discord. This is where people are. So if I go live on my Instagram accounts, I might have I have 10,000 people following me on Instagram, and I might get like 5 people who come in over the course of an hour. It's really not that great. Same with Twitch. I have 50,000 people following me. And if I go live on that account, I might get 5 people over the course of an hour. That's just how social media is. Unless you're, the top 1% of social media influencers who have consistent, huge followings that you basically have paid for, you're not going to get anybody in your chat, or very few people. So it's just not worth it to me. But I have done it, and I do have a lot of footage from there that's been archived. But you run into issues with connectivity. You also run into issues with the heat of the devices. You run into issues with batteries. You run into issues with lighting. You run into issues with other people who try to steal your shit. You've got to really be aware of what's going on. And it's risky. It's much riskier. I mean, I know I've been in downtown LA and been chased by people because, I've got like $2,000 worth of fucking equipment. I've got like 3 iPhones going, lighting. Exactly. So those are things that you want to avoid. I know I was outside the Capitol Records building with a bunch of GoPros, and I was playing the guitar, just not like busking. I wasn't doing it for money or anything. I was doing it just to have a cool shot. And I had these 4 guys who walked by me once and like said some shit to me, and then they walked by me again, And then they walked by me a third time, and I could hear them saying, "All right, once we come back, we'll get him that next time." I'm like, "Oh shit, I better get out of here." It just, when you're a single individual, you are a target, especially with all the electronic equipment. So it's just
That's why
safer.
you gotta treat. Come on, Rabbi. That's why you gotta keep a strap on you at all times so you can slam those people out.
Yeah, I mean it's 4-on-1, and at least in
I mean,
California,
like a 9mm. I mean, you can slam those fuckers out real quick.
yeah, I mean try getting a concealed carry in California. It's very difficult.
Fair. Yeah, it's California. Everybody else does it legally.
Yeah, I mean I don't want to hurt anybody either, and
Well, what if they're trying to hurt you, Rabbi? We can't afford that.
right, no, you're right. So why even put myself into that kind of position? What up, Black? How you living, pimp? Black, can you hear me? Black, do you speak English? Can you hear me? Big Dog, you there?
He's muted.
Black, are you there? Can you hear me, big man? Black, how'd you find out about me? How's your day going, my friend?
Did he just join?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Well, welcome, Black. I hope you're having a good day. Go pound sand.
You were.
Yeah, shit happens. I'll check.
People joining it. I told you, I'll be joining frequently.
That's great. How many people join a day? It's a good question.
If you had to estimate.
Yeah, so let's just say recently, I get maybe 100 people a month, more than that, maybe 100. Yeah, about 100 people. Well, I shouldn't say that. 100 people a month stay. I might get 300 who join a month, but I kick out a lot of people. I kick out everybody who's under 21, under 18. So you're not supposed to be here and not be 18. And if I talk to them and they don't talk, like if I ask them how old they are and they just leave, then that's a pretty good sign that they're not 18. So I kick those people out. And then people leave on their own because you can only have a certain number of of discords. You can only have 100 discords, and sometimes people max those out. So in answer to your question, per day now, well, it's about people who stay, because like if they come and go, I mean, if you want to know come and go, maybe in a day I might get 20 who come and go in a day. That's a little high. Maybe 15 who come and go in a day, and like maybe 5 or 10 of them will stay, and that's great for me. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have discords?
Do we have this? Oh, you mean like servers?
Yeah. Do you have servers?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I do, but like.
And no one joined. And no one joined, right?
Like, yeah. I mean, no, I never mind anybody do this.
Exactly. They're incredibly difficult to manage and to grow. They're so hard to grow. I would never think that they would be, but you're not allowed to self-promote generally in other people's servers. So you can't really use that platform that well to promote yourself. And I mean, just imagine you meet somebody randomly on social media and you send them this link. Not everybody has Discord. In fact, most people on the internet have never heard of Discord. When's the last time you heard about Discord in the news or social media? Like, it's not like, oh, follow us, NBC Nightly News, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. And they never say Discord. It's a smaller social media. And it's not really that well, no, it's smaller. It's really not that well known. So, and not a lot of people use it. And then on top of that, Discord makes it very difficult to network. You can only have 1,000 friends on Discord. Now, most people would be like, "Well, I don't need that many friends," But there are some of us, and I'm included in this, who get like maybe dozens of friend requests a day, and so I'm limited in who I can accept as a friend and not. And then on top of that, you don't have the same ability to like see who's following whom and all the other things that happen on social media. They really keep it very privatized. And just having a Discord in itself is really, it's so difficult. To ask someone from Twitter to come join my Discord and they don't know me is so hard. But they do it. So I'm really proud, of the 2,200 people or so that we have in here. It's been an uphill climb. I mean, I haven't had the Discord the whole time I've been streaming. It's only about a year and a half old. So I wish I started it when I first started streaming, but live and learn. That's it. It's
How many people are in here?
2,200,
Good job.
something like that. Let me check the exact numbers.
Yeah, I don't know how to check that. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't know how to check that.
That's okay. 2,196. So like today we've grown by like 6 people or so today have stayed, and that's great. Like that person who just came and left, that happens. Now there's also a strategy that I use that I only started doing it recently, and I haven't really. It's not. I don't. You try a lot of things to see what works. So there are some really big servers. I mean, really big, with like 6 million people in them, and there's like this game that was launched in May called Steal a Brain Rot, which is something like Roblox or something. And one of the things that you can do is trade something in this game. I don't know. I don't play it. I don't know anything about it. But I do know it's a very big server. So if I put one of my accounts in that server, I'll get in a given day like 50 people who message me for whatever reason. But a lot of times it's in Portuguese, and I don't know Portuguese. I barely any Portuguese. So I will just send them invites that say, if you're an adult, please join this server. And from that, when that gets going, I'll get like 25 people a day. So it depends on how I market myself. But then a lot of the people who come in here, they're not just not 18. They're not even 13. You get some people in here, it's like, where are your parents? You should not be having a computer. And so all those people get banned. But then you get some people who come in here and they're like, yeah, I'm 22, 25, whatever. And that's cool. But, I wish there were a setting that you could just click it and then just not have any interaction with anyone who's underage. And it's not that I don't like kids. I do. I think that they're our future. But a lot of times people come in here and ask me about love advice, or they want to talk about history, or they want to talk about dating or whatever. And like maybe some of these conversations aren't for children. And I get people who come in here and just use language that is not for children's ears generally. So
What?
yeah.
I'm curious, what love advice do you have to offer, Rabbi?
Oh, tons. I get people in here every day.
Give me the spiel. Give me the spiel.
Well, okay. I mean, what do you want? You want a long-term relationship, or you just want a fuck buddy?
Well, fuck buddies never good. That won't give me kids, and if it does, it'll give me an unstable child, fucking bastard child. To a long term.
Okay, excellent. I've utilized this strategy before I started streaming, and I had a normal job, working in tech. I used this strategy to actually be able to date sociologists from Tinder, not girls on Tinder, actually women who worked for Match.com who were sociologists. So I know that this works, and it works better than it's like it makes you the most wanted person on all of Tinder. Now, at that time, I basically was able to use some like jailbroken phones or what do I want to call it? Rooted phones, Android phones, to be able to hack Twitter or hack Tinder. Pardon me. So they've fixed some of these patches, but basically, if you want to just do it the old-fashioned way, you download the apps. You download Tinder, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, Match.com if you want, or Twitter, but the free ones are Twitter, Bumble, Plenty of Fish, OkCupid, and There's another one that's escaping me, but those are fine. Those four are fine. Hold on, I'll think of it in a second. Let me say them again. Hit, no, absolutely not. Hinge. So there's Hinge, Bumble, Tinder, um, Plenty of Fish, and OkCupid. And you put on there what you want. Do you want just uh, a fling, or you say I'm looking for a serious relationship that may result in marriage. I want to have children. I am a professional. I enjoy water skiing and surfing and playing golf and running and cooking. And you take 5 really good pics of yourself and not just random selfies. They should be they should be recent. They should be very clear quality. If you need a friend or a professional photographer to take these, you should invest in it, but you can do it yourself with just the timer on your phone. You want to make sure the lighting's really good. You want to take a picture of you outside, at least one, doing an active activity. So like surfing's great or golf is great, running's great, but they want to see that you're active doing something. They want to see you in your home. They want to see what it's like where they may live someday. So a picture there is fine. They want to see you perhaps doing another hobby or with friends. They want to see that you have a social life. They want to see you. This is a good one. Is with an animal, even if you don't have an animal, a dog, cat, or whatever. Go ask somebody. Hey, can I take a picture with your dog? They want to see that you're an animal person. It shows that you're big-hearted, and then finally, just one of you relaxing. Basically, like if you get those 5 photos, it doesn't have to be that, but those are really good pictures to have. A great headshot is great in there as well. But if you have those pictures and they're not overwhelming, it's not all you with your friends, or it's not all you doing one activity. I mean, that shows that you're a really well-rounded person. And then it's a numbers game. So, and I told this to the girl who I dated from Match.com, because she told me, like, behind the scenes, every person gets a score of how many people are like swiping right on them, and my numbers were higher than they've ever seen, and she wanted to know how I did it. And basically, I explained to her that there was a way you could basically root an Android device, and then somebody had created a patch on the or basically created a back end into Tinder, and you could, with the push of one button, like 256 women at once anywhere in the world, which is a huge advantage on anybody. And so, where I'm in LA, I just put it where I wanted to date women, and then just would hit the button, and 256 likes and 256 likes. And I would just have to do that like 5 times, like maybe even less than that, maybe 4 times a day. And then I just watched my phone just ching, 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 all these girls swipe right. And then from there, it was just about messaging them. And, the girls who I liked, I mean, they're all gorgeous. 10s. They're all 10s. Like, I would say to myself, I'm not going to waste any time on anybody who I don't think is, who every single one of my friends would say, that girl's the fucking hottest chick in this bar, or hottest chick in this club.
Crack any of those?
Oh yeah, definitely, dude. My body count, I lose track at 42. So I mean, I've done quite well for myself.
Damn.
And so then from there, you interact with the person, and some people wanna they really want to get to know you before they go to dinner. Other chicks, they just want to get right down to business. That wait down. No, these were girls for long term. But then I came up with a strategy for short term as well. I'll tell you that in a second. So a few years went by, and I was doing a long term thing. But then when I want to do short term, you can buy these on Amazon, but they're auto swipers, basically things that automatically touch something on your phone. But you can also download these as well. But it was basically something that would touch something on a phone, so it would always swipe right on chicks for me. And they have integrated their apps to no longer allow you to only swipe right. They'll ban you for that. But at the time, they didn't. So I just swipe right on every single chick and then see what girls would come into my inbox. All right. So then when I just would want to hook up with chicks and like literally this is the absolute best move I ever had. And by the way, like I'm not just talking out of my ass. I'm a member of seduction communities. These are pickup artist layers around the United States. So what we do is we'll meet at somebody's location, have some drinks, and go out and basically sarge or go out as a group and pick up see who can get the most amount of numbers in a given night. So I mean, these are things that I've done in the past. It's been a lot of fun. Shout out to those guys if they're watching this. They've been wonderful. And then it's just a competition. Who can get the most amount of numbers and who can have the most amount of closes? Anyway, so I do know that this advice works, but at least on Tinder and those kind of apps, the thing that I would say when I would just want to hook up with chicks, there was one phrase that I would use. Like I tried them all, like, hey, what are your interests and all that bullshit. Like everybody does that, and I'd get responses with that. But if I just wanted to hook up with chicks, I would write, drop your digits to get jackhammered. And man, I got numbers like crazy that way. It's so fucking to the point.
I can see it.
It's so fucking to the point. It's like, who the fuck says jackhammer? Like, you mean you're just gonna pound me out? Fuck yeah, that's what you want. That's why you're on this fucking app. And I would get numbers like crazy. So anyway,
To be fair, I mean, is it easy in LA, like to just fucking go at it?
absolutely. Yeah, people don't beat around the bush. There are people who want long-term relationships, and that's cool. And there are other apps that I use for that, but they're really Jewish apps. So I mean, they're different kind of apps. But we have J Swipe
What does that mean?
and well, they're for Jewish people.
Oh, like literally for okay.
Yeah, just like I think there's like farmers only and Christian mingle. Those are for other people. We have J Swipe and J Date and Saw You at Sinai. Those are the big three. So
Okay.
those are different.
Wait, but what if I'm not a Jew? Like, what if I want to date a Jew? Can I use it?
Yeah, generally no. I mean, you have to put your stuff in there, and usually Jews just want to date Jews who are on those apps.
Might you usually convert me, Rabbi?
I can't convert you. No single rabbi can. You have to sit before what's called a Beit Din or House of Judgment. But I could guide you to your local Orthodox rabbi who could put you in touch with the local Beit Din. That's about all I can do. That's about all any rabbi could do. Even the chief rabbi of Israel can't necessarily make someone a Jew. They have to sit before the Beit Din. So it's a panel of three rabbis. It's a panel of three rabbis or Shomer Shabbat, Shomer Shabbat Jews who you work with basically over the course of a year or two. You would change your lifestyle. You'd have to live within the community. You'd have to become basically Shomer Shabbat. So you'd attend service every Saturday and other times and holidays and such. You might have to change your work schedule to leave early on Friday. You'd have to keep kosher. So that's a whole element to it. And you have to keep family purity. So, I mean, if you're willing to do those kinds of things, there's no guarantee though. So, but you
So you
just
can only mix with Jews.
that's the Orthodox
Like
way.
if I became okay.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Correct.
Okay.
Wait, you've correct. I just thought about that. 42 Jews?
I've lost track.
Damn.
No, I'm serious. Like sometimes before I go to bed, I sit and think about all the chicks and I lose track at 42. I fall asleep before them. So like I think about and that doesn't count and that doesn't count chicks who have just blown me. I'm talking like that number is I would say gigantic because um there was a period in my life where I would only I wouldn't have sex with chicks. I would just get blown by them, and that number that I
What's
lose.
that all about?
Well,
You only got one. Why not go the way, man?
because I was younger, and so like that wasn't something that like I didn't want to have sex with chicks. It was too young, but I'd get blown by a ton of chicks. So, um, tons. I mean, I still think about it, and the number if I mean that doesn't get included, but um, yeah, like I said, I lose track of 42, but for someone like you, all you have to do, it's really fucking easy. You get on the apps, you take 5 good pictures, you write a good profile of yourself, and then you just play the game with the chick in the chat. And you've got to understand, a good looking girl.
What do you say though? Like,
Well, okay,
listen, when it gets to it's different from the pictures, the nice profile, all that. Like, sure, but it's like spontaneously answering some like super flirty text. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, how do I respond to that?
dog, it's a numbers game. So you have to understand, like, if you've ever seen a hot chick's phone, these girls would show me their phones of Tinder, and it's just like guy after guy after guy after guy after guy. Like, and I did the same with Tinder myself. I had girl after girl after girl. I even said I felt like I beat Tinder, like if it were a game. Like I had every single girl you could think of in Southern California
Tetris that shit.
in my inbox, and you just recognize it's a numbers game. So you just go and you find the hottest chicks who you've matched with, not just any chick. And then if you're looking for a relationship, you say, I mean, like, it depends. If you're the one who's initiating, which is a good thing to do, you just, you can ask, what are your interests? Or are you interested in dinner? Or are you interested in going to the beach? Or are you interested in playing golf? Or, do I see you have a dog? What's its name? Like, you just want to make some kind of like small talk with them to get them a little comfortable with you, and then they're in your inbox, and then you can start going at it and making plans. And I don't recommend, like, there are some dates that I don't recommend at first. So one of the worst dates you can go on.
That's a good question. What are the best types of dates?
Yeah, so getting drinks is a really solid one because that doesn't put too much emphasis. If you don't like each other, you can just have a drink and leave. You don't have to sit down at dinner and spend hundreds of dollars on this chick. Getting coffee's fine if you want to do a date, just to go have coffee and meet each other. Those are 2 solid ones. Having dinner with a girl's fine though as well. Those are the kind of the traditional ones I would say. Drinks, dinner, and coffee. Um, the ones that you definitely want to avoid are movies. That's because you can't talk, you can't get to know each other during them. That's a perfect second date. So movies are really good second dates. Um, Other things that I enjoy, just going to a park, going to a walk. Those are fine. Um, Anything that's public and not too intimidating. So, but the key is public. For a first date, you want to make sure it's public, and that's really for your safety, but also the girl's safety. She's not going to want to go to your house or something like that if she's not looking to just crack. She wants to make sure that it's a safe environment and that really it's a test. Are you socially acceptable, not just to her, but does she like being around you? Does she like the way you two look together? She wants to see how you order. She wants to see if you take um, initiative. She wants to see how assertive you are. She wants to see if you're going to hold the door for her. She wants to see if you're going to pay. She wants to see what kind of watch you have and what kind of how you dress and what kind of shoes you wear. These are all things she's going to be judging you on, and the same thing you're going to be judging her on. How her hair is, how her face is, what kind of makeup she wears, what kind of conversation she had. Those kind of things are just things that people do. But you want to make sure that's done in a place where you can talk. That's why coffee, getting drinks is a fine place to do it. When I say getting drinks, not necessarily a dance club. That's really, it can be okay, but it's really loud. You want to be able to get to know each other. Dance club is great for a third date, I would say. It doesn't have to be, but like that's when you're cracking. I mean, really, the old adage is this is pretty conservative nowadays to say, but because people just fuck on the first date. But really, first date is get to know each other. Second date is get comfortable with each other, and third date is when you're going to have sex with the person. And if it doesn't happen after the third date, doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but the odds decrease quickly thereafter because it's like, okay, how much time are you going to spend with this person? Unless you're with the person who is waiting for marriage, or which is totally fine, or they're very conservative, or they just got out of a relationship, or whatever.
Well, what do you think about that, then? Like, waiting until marriage? Like, I don't even know. Like, what do you think about that? Like, if a girl tells me on the first date, like, yeah, I'm waiting until marriage, like, what would you say?
That's absolutely fine. That's great. Wonderful. That's ideal. If a girl is a virgin, then that's how people generally live for thousands of years. So you ask her, okay, I mean, basically, once you get to know her, so does that mean like I have a friend of mine. He's I was in his wedding, and he married a virgin who was 36 years old. She was a 36-year-old virgin, which is pretty old. Very religious person, and she had some ground rules, which were basically like she would kiss, but that's it, and that's fine. So you want to get to understand how comfortable someone is with someone. I mean, I've been with girls who say they're waiting for marriage, okay, but they'll blow you on the first night. So it's like, okay, I mean, whatever floats your boat. You want to see how comfortable they get. There are some girls who might, it's rare, but they may be against vaginal intercourse, but they're open to anal intercourse. Just depends how a person, how conservative they're going to be. That's a that's an exception. Usually, insertion generally means that if a girl have anal sex with you, pretty soon thereafter she'll have vaginal sex with you. But it doesn't necessarily mean that way. Some women are just gonna have their own rules, and you have to play by those rules. So if a girl says, "I'm waiting till marriage," excellent. That's wonderful to hear. You wouldn't want to pry that in the first date or the second necessarily, but going into the third day, you can, see if she's. I mean, I would just ask her. All right, well, that's fine. Are you comfortable? Perhaps, like it depends on the culture. Like in some communities within Judaism, we don't touch before marriage, and if someone is living that life, I'm fine with that. But then there are other girls who grew up that way, but now they've become more liberal. It just depends on how what a person's standards are. But if you have someone who says, "I don't have sex before marriage," okay, well, does that mean that we can't hold hands? No, no, we can hold hands. Okay, so you hold her hand. Does that mean that we can't kiss? No, 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 we can kiss. So you can kiss her. Does I mean I've had girls who would make out, but would not, unless we were in a relationship, would not let me feel them up. So they wouldn't, or finger them, or finger them.
Some even do anal.
Yeah, there are some girls. It just depends on their their comfort level. I've had girls who, especially it seems like girls who have really huge tits. Um, if they are not, if you're not in a relationship with some, they do not want. They know that that's like a prize. So hey, you want to get in a relationship? Then I'll take my shirt off, or you can feel me up. But until then, it's just make out city. Okay, that's fine. I mean, whatever your comfort level is. But it's about comfort. You don't ever want to put any undue pressure on a person, and you want to make sure that she feels comfortable with you. So you communicate. These are really important things. A girl who says to you, "I want to wait till marriage," that's absolutely fine. Does that mean I can hold your hand? If she says no, then you respect that and you see if that's what you want to do. And but usually in those types of relationships, and I've known a lot of people in those relationships, they get married very quickly. They don't screw around for 2 or 3 years that way. Absolutely not. You just need a ring and a date. Okay, I like you, you like me. Our parents approve of this. We're in the same community. We need a ring. I'm going to propose and a hall, basically, like a. Yes, sir. Apologies. I don't know what happened. My, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Apologies. My sometimes like maybe like once or twice a month, I'll get a period where my router just has a hiccup. I've had the ISP look at it multiple times, and they basically say because I am transmitting so much data, it's just something that happens. But anyway, we were talking about um, women, and specifically women who, yeah, women who wanted to wait till marriage, and that's absolutely respectable. And for those women who have those opinions, you have in that kind of situation, women are gonna want to have a traditional life where they meet a man and they have children, and if that happens, then you be ready for it. But and then, as I said, I was just saying, usually in those situations, you need three things: you need a ring, a date, and a hall. Basically, you need the symbol that you're gonna be getting married, the ring. You need the date that you're going to marry this person and a hall to have it, um, or like basically to celebrate it. And if you're a religious person, then perhaps you need to schedule your service with your rabbi, priest, pastor, whatever it may be. That's what you need. And then you get down to business. You get married and then you have children. That's a traditional way to do it. For women who want to live a life where they are going to, let's say, wait till marriage, you'd have to have a conversation with the woman. Okay, if you want to wait till marriage, that's fine. What's your timetable of marriage? Like, do you want to get married in the next year? And if she says, well, if I like you, maybe after a year, we might become engaged and then another year to plan the wedding. So within 2 years or so, well, then that's a question for you. Do I want to wait this long for this person? Do I like this person enough? If you do, then you'll wait and you can have a lot of enjoyment out of a person non-sexually. I mean, that's where the best enjoyment comes out of a person. Let's be honest. If this is someone you want to grow old with, then you're going to be fine going at their pace. And if she is someone who feels that you are worth it, she's going to put her time in for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Can we talk about politics now?
I do my best to stay out of politics, but you can ask me what you
Really?
want. Yeah, absolutely.
Why? It's such a big part of the world, though.
It is a big part of the world, but keep in mind that I have to, basically uh, be pretty neutral on these topics. Though, just because I'm so public, internally, I have my own beliefs, but I do my best to not at least promote the right or the left because, frankly, I'm not just an independent, but most likely like a libertarian communist. I feel as if we should have maximum amount of rights, and that our needs should be taken care of by some central state. And that's not even like a thing in the United States, but that's what I am.
Yeah.
I'm sure you agree with that too. Why play this game of right versus left when I could say, hey, how would you like it if like all the healthcare was paid for and the education was paid for, but you still had freedom of speech and freedom of religion and all the other things you want? Wouldn't you want that? That sounds like a fantasy world, but doesn't that sound good?
I suppose. I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know too much about it. I don't know too much about it.
Okay,
I really don't.
sure.
I mean, you can give me a spiel on it.
Yeah, I mean, so libertarianism is basically when it gets down to brass tacks, maximum rights for the individual. So what does that mean? It means that you should have perhaps freedom of privacy if you want, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom to assemble. These are all ideas that have been codified in the Bill of Rights, generally within the United States. And then communism, which is where you don't own anything. Everything essentially belongs to the state. But that's okay. If everything is really good, then who cares about ownership? You have to understand that when you get into ownership, at the very end, you get into where we're moving toward, or really where we're in now, which is late stage capitalism, where a very few amount of people own the majority of all the services and of all the land and of all the opportunities. It's an inevitability with capitalism, and I'm not necessarily a fan of that. The reason why I'm a fan of more a socialist or communist system is because there is a safety net. So, like, if something happens to you, Jason, where you get hurt or your parents get hurt or something like that, under capitalism, you become homeless. You have no food and nowhere to live. That's the capitalist system. Under communism, you have a place to live, you have food, you have shelter, you have health care. It's all taken care of by the government. Sounds a lot better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, what you don't have under communism, generally,
Rabbi, I have a question.
are the ultra wealthy. Go ahead.
So like, how? Okay, like the government pays for all of these things, but like, where's the money coming from?
It's a great question. It can come from a lot of different places. Natural resources, so the sale of natural resources, it can come from, or people's combined efforts. So, for instance, this is how a lot of things in the United States were created. You have like basically like you have a fire department that's built of volunteers. There were many volunteer fire departments in the United States that are based on people's goodwill. And they have nothing else to do in the society, so they enjoy doing it. They enjoy helping other people. Uh, you can have it basically people who, when you have nothing to do and there's a big project going on in your town, there are people who will volunteer to be able to help that project. So, like for instance, if you are having to build a, let's just say a road. Okay, well, we're going to build a road. All right, well, there are people who want to sit on their ass all day and do nothing. That's cool. Or there are people who will build the road and then the people in society will thank them for their efforts. And these are just basically how the United States ran in its earliest days.
Rabbi.
Yes, sir, I'm back. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
I'm scared.
You're good. You're good. If I ever cut out, I'll be back within seconds or maybe a minute or two long. If it's ever any longer than that, then I kick on a GoPro. But it's in the 4 years I've been doing this, we've had like we had a power outage like 3 years ago, and fortunately I had a GoPro going simultaneously, so that was fine. It doesn't happen very often, but if it ever does, whatever. Um, okay, so you have a system though where the central state is able to provide for the needs of the people. So okay, um, let's take for instance, like, and perhaps everybody has a role. And so, what would the role be? Well, if you're a cook and you enjoy cooking, well, then you may be asked by the state to work for 4 hours in a kitchen a couple times a week to be able to create food for the general public. And you'll volunteer your time to be able to do that. Do you make any money doing it? No. But it also, you don't need money. Money has no worth in your society. Your house is taken care of, your roads are taken care of, your services are taken care of. Everybody volunteers a little bit, and you have the benefit of the masses. Now, what ends up happening, as you can imagine, is some people don't want to pull their weight, and other people take advantage of other people into the system. It's inherent. So you have one person, let's say two people who are doctors, and two who are uh, police officers, and maybe four people who are fire people, and two nurses, and five cooks, and three teachers, and you do this, and then you have children and everything. You have everything that you need out of the society. You don't need central bankers. You don't necessarily need defense contractors. There's a lot of things that you don't need. It works on a really great scale, on a small scale. Now, when you start to get into, well, what about creation of planes? And what about creating of a dam? And these kinds of things. Okay, I understand. So there are ways that the country, whatever country we're talking about, let's just say the United States, could pay for these things. Many times this could be done through tariffs. And you're hearing a lot in the news about tariffs today, but you should understand that they're not working the way that they should be working. Basically, with a tariff-based system, ideally, you shouldn't have to pay any taxes. Anything that is exported, you can make money on, and anything that's imported has a tariff on it. And the tariff pays for the planes and the dams and the roads. So basically, people who want something that is of that is more desirable, let's say they want a foreign car, well, you can have a foreign car. That's fine, but there's a tariff on it. So now you're going to have to pay twice what a normal car would be. If you want that nicer car or whatever, then you're just going to have to pay for it. Now, this is a system where it's somewhat socialist that I'm describing because under a pure communist society, you don't own anything. And so, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't have a system where people volunteer their time for whatever it is to be able, for the good of the whole. What ends up happening, though, in every single communist system is you have a small group at the top that end up controlling the masses. It's somewhat inevitable. And I think even that is a better system than what we currently have. Basically, if we have human nature that is inherently somewhat evil, where no matter what system you're in, you're going to have people who are going to try to take advantage of other people. Would you rather have a system like capitalism where there's no safety net and you have a small group of people at the top who own everything below, small people control everything, but there's a safety net? So there's education's paid for and people's roads are taken care of and their housing's taken care of. Well, if we're talking about an entirely corrupt system where somebody has to be at the top and somebody has to be at the bottom, the one with the safety net is the most beneficial system. So I'm for safety nets, and at least in the United States, that kind of talk has been very controversial, particularly like 70 years ago. But I don't feel it should be. Um, I don't I don't necessarily have a need for I don't have a need for submarines. I don't have an like personally. I don't have one. I understand why they're created and such, but I think that people, if needed, can live in small communities. Very now, are you going to have a state that is able to create the ability to have tankers and transportation, all of those things? Yeah, that's a possibility as well. So how would we do it in the United States? It's not going to happen, but how would we do it? It's really difficult because we already have somewhat of a capitalist system, but we have somewhat of a socialist system as well. We have socialist systems like Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, disability. Those kind of things are already integrated into our system. The public school system. So what do we do? Well, we give people universal basic income. So it's known as a UBI. Everybody gets a stipend in the United States. This has been um, this has been um, tested in some places in the United States. I know it was tested in Long Beach, California, about 3 years ago, where you just give people an extra $1,000 and see what they do with it. And it turns out that their kids become better educated and that there's less crime and people are generally happier. I mean, that's what you would expect to happen. So where do we get that money from? Well, with AI and robotics, they basically can replace everything, just about. And so at a certain point, people aren't going to have a role. The only people who will have a role, perhaps, are the programmers of this type of technology and the leaders of the society. Those are the only people who are really going to have jobs. You won't have cooks anymore. You won't have house builders anymore. Everything will be done with robotics. And at a certain point, there's not even really a need for money because everything's already taken care of. So, how would we do it in the United States?
Kind of boring, though.
I don't think there's anything boring about a world without homelessness. I think that's a beautiful thing. Or a world without hunger or thirst. I think these are
Yeah, sure, but there's no progression. There's no role. There's no purpose. There's nothing to do. Isn't
oh
that kind of boring?
no, there most certainly is.
What
That's
do you
when
do?
you become artists and you become sculptors and you become game enthusiasts and you spend time with your family and you write books and literature and you basically create a renaissance world where people are rewarded for that which they can create within the arts and sports, but basically like things that people do that aren't jobs. When all the jobs are taken by robots, then people will focus on humans.
Yeah, but like,
That will also
okay,
make
like, do you
that
think
that will
like
also
I'm
make
sure like a subset of people will do those things that you're describing, but don't you think that most people probably wouldn't? They would just kind of because like if you look at today, for example, like people just kind of like they'll sit on TikTok and like run away, for example. Like, that's like the average person. Like even my parents, like they'll just get on Facebook and like scroll and just run away. Like, do you think the average person is really going to be from their own inner desire gonna be like becoming some sort of like great artist or writer or something?
yeah. So the society that in which we currently live does not reward people generally for those types of ideals, but it would change. So in the future, when robots produce everything that's mass consumed, human innovation, things that are created by humans, will be seen as having a greater value. So people will long to go see a symphony that's performed by humans because robots will, we know, have the ability to do all of those things anyway. We get robot 80% of our days. It's finally our time to be able to experience essentially human art. Now, your parents, they're just scrolling on Facebook all day. And I understand that. A lot of people's families are. Right now, the technology isn't that good, but once you're able to live in a virtual reality, I mean, very similar to what we're doing, where you're able to communicate with people all over the world, all over the country, but not just, the way that we're doing it, but imagine we could put on VR goggles or have augmented reality and we could play games with each other. I mean, we can play games with each other in Discord, but the games suck. If the games were really good, we would this would be a lovely, even more lovely of an environment where you just go basically anywhere virtually immediately and have uh, communicate with people and have fun with people. That's the ideal world. So yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just scrolling or whatever, but if we made the technology better, it would be much more exciting.
Yeah, maybe it would be fun, but like it wouldn't have inherent meaning, right? Like playing video games is fun, but it's not the same as like, oh, I need to go to work to provide for my family and like be able to, like make sure my kids have a good life. Like that, doing that every day would give you a lot more like a sense of fulfillment than okay, everything's taken care of. Now you just play for your whole life and then die.
Well, I mean, generally today, a parent doesn't spend more than an hour with their child over the course of a day. And that's planned. So when the child awakes, they have to get ready for school, and they have to get ready for the parent has to get ready for work, and they take their kid to school, or the school bus takes them to school. All right, so they maybe spent, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes together, but they're not really communicating. Then the kid has practice after school and or some type of extracurricular. And they come home and they have homework to do or whatever. It's very maybe the parent is working two jobs, so they're not even able to spend any time with their kid. Now, if we remove the job aspect of it, the parent can become much more engaged with the child. So when the child's going to school, either virtually or in person or whatever the system is, the parent is able to ask the child how they're doing, talk to the child's teacher, engage with the child. Spend a lot of time in a culture like a tribal culture where they don't have jobs to go off to. The way that a tribe works generally is you have two parents, it depends on the tribe, but that raise the child. The fathers may go out and hunt and they may take the child out with them to teach them how to do it. The mothers stay and nurture and raise children, but they're with the child for like 24 hours every single day. And the bond that gets built there is much stronger than what we have in the current age. And you're saying like, well, what is like what desire is will people have, or what will motivate people instead of previously getting that paycheck so that they can live to get the next paycheck. A person will be motivated by seeing their child succeed in school and in extracurriculars and whatever other things that they desire. Basically they'll be able to spend.
But there's no like why does it matter if they succeed in school or extracurriculars or whatever? Why does it even matter at that point? Because their existence is just going to be playing video games or something similar, right? And I agree, like, yeah, it'd be cool if, like, you know, you get to spend more time with your kids, you can teach them how to hunt and fish and all this stuff. But, like, again, these are, well, that can go on many branches, but, like, this is all, like, entertainment. Like, we're just going to entertain ourselves. And honestly, the way I would see it working is, like, a much more dystopian than, like, people are actually going to be doing, like, activities. I think it's mostly actually going to be people, like, again, like, kind of hitting, like, low effort, like, dopamine buttons or something. Versus, like, because even today, like, most people are doing that all day versus playing, like, some complex video game or something.
Actually,
like, most people take the easiest route of dopamine.
Actually, no,
right?
That's true. That's true. And that's what it'll be in the future. The ideal environment of a future is basically being able to play games with your friends all the time and getting dopamine hits from it in a healthy way. That's what everybody wants to do. Everybody wants to do that. That's basically the ideal society for most people.
I mean, that's not what I want to do, though.
No,
like, I want to.
It most
I don't
certainly.
know. I want to create things. I want
Hold on.
that matter. And,
Hold
like,
on.
make
Hold on.
things
It
better,
most
right?
it most
That's
certainly
what I want to
it
do.
most certainly. I'm not saying you have to do it for 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
But it is what you're doing right now. Essentially, you're hanging
Sure,
out with
that's
a friend, being able to spend time with them. Now imagine you didn't have to go to school and you didn't have bills to pay, and you could just play games with your friends whenever you wanted. That's really exciting. Now, if you also wanted to create art and they could watch your art and interact with you, that would be something that would be cool as well. Or you want to go and play a sport, you could play sports with them. But basically, these are worlds where, or a world where you no longer have to worry about going to work. And that's the future for a lot of people. Not saying everyone, but a lot of people in the future, because they'll have no job to go to. The jobs will have been replaced by artificial intelligence and robotics.
Yeah. I mean, again, I still don't think. Like, yeah, there's going to be fun things that we can do, sure. But, like, I'm not saying you can't have fun. But what I'm saying is, like, I think a lot of people, especially, like, I know myself and my own personality, like, everything would just feel so bleak to me, even though there's all these fun things you can do. It would still feel bleak because there's nothing to strive for or work towards that has meaning, right?
Okay.
It's just, and I think this is a very common kind of worry
Yeah.
with the advancement of technology by a lot of people. Obviously, it's not just me.
Right, but
That's
but
probably been discussed for hundreds of years.
that's
probably.
true. That's true. Pharmaceutical company could create a medicine that allows you to not have that feeling of um, boringness. Of
Okay, so like Brave New World type
exactly,
shit.
exactly. That's where we're heading.
Yeah, I disagree with the Brave New World. I don't think that's good. I think it's a dystopian novel for a reason, right?
Right.
I think he
Okay.
was criticized. I mean, maybe you can. I mean, it's valid. It's valid. You can make a logical argument, saying that that's good or whatever. But that is kind of interesting of an argument because the purpose of the novel was to say, hey, this is a bad society. But I mean, fair though. If that you can argue that.
Well, okay. What do you want? Whatever you want, we can get.
Yeah.
So what do you?
I want struggle that matters. That's what I want.
Why do you want struggle?
Because for the same reason, not the same reason, for the similar reason that when I play a video game, for example, I don't want to play an easy video game. I want to play a hard video game.
Okay.
Because I want to be challenged and I want to improve. Because that's what gives me fulfillment, right?
Absolutely.
And what would give me even more fulfillment, like deep to my core, is if what I'm struggling with matters directly for like myself or my well-being or my family. If especially with that.
I get you.
Then
Okay.
that's
So
what I want.
So why can't we build a video game that does that for you?
Because the video game, it'd be frivolous, right? It wouldn't actually matter. That's what I'm saying. It's like you can't just. It's not going to matter. You can simulate it, but it's going to be fake, and I'm going to know it's fake. And it's like this doesn't matter.
Okay, so what do you want? Do you want to have to chop down a tree to be able to stay warm? Well, how much of a challenge do you want? Do you want to have to grow your own food? Like, how much of a challenge do you want?
I don't like. I be balanced. I don't want to be in constant fight or flight mode. Obviously, like I want it to be good, but I want to have to work towards it being good, right? Like I want to be able to work, and then the fruits of my labor make it good. And it's like nice, I made it good.
Okay.
And so now I can enjoy this.
Okay, so we can create a system where there's a video game that everybody wants to play, but you have to program it so that you get to play it. That's the best of both worlds. Everybody's able to do what they want, but if you want to have to work at it a little bit, then you have to program it to the point where then you get to play. And
but it's an artificial. That's an artificial like barrier, like that I'm putting on myself. That's not the point. My point is, it needs to actually like be a required struggle that has meaning. Because if I don't do that, then kind of thing.